Hello and welcome to my next project. This project is a bespoke PET cremation urn, to be made from an amalgamation of 3D printed molds and epoxy resin. The design is going to be a torus-shaped container standing on a rectangular base. In this video, I will try and explain what I'm doing and try to let you know what my thought process is. This design requires an inner printed donut, which will be the container for the cremation ashes. The parts are painted with UV resin. This makes them impermeable to liquids. It is then placed within a larger printed donut that will be decorated on the inside before being filled with resin. This will then be turned on a wood-turning lathe to the required shape and finish. The whole thing seems a bit over the top, but by doing this I can minimize the waste of resin, whilst creating a quite complicated vessel. The parts of the donut are bonded together with super glue. This is the larger outer donut mold. The pegs on the inner donut are designed to keep it in a central position when placed into the outer one. I've got these small resin squares that I'm going to decorate the inside of the large donut with. I want them to look as though they are sinking down from the top and congregating in a pile at the bottom. This was a painstaking task taking over an hour, but some things just have to be done. Finally ready to assemble the molds, bonding them together with super glue. This spout has been added so that the outer donut can be filled to the top with resin. A hole is drilled through the outer donut, being careful not to drill into the inner donut. I'm using this waterproofing agent on the outside of the mold to aid in stopping any leaks when the resin is poured. In goes the resin, black in this case. The spout needs removing, because the PLA mold is going to be turned off to reveal the decorated resin beneath. It's onto the lathe and I'm hot gluing the piece onto the cold jaws to give a bit more grip, because the cold jaw pegs are only just holding it on. Turning seems to be going well. The black stuff being removed by the tool is the PLA mold, the white is the UV resin and super glue. If you were quick, you could just see the decorative resin surface being exposed. The piece has now been turned around to do the other side. Only the inside could be turned using the cold jaws. Now the inside was ready, the chuck could be used to turn the outside. The outside was now turned to remove the rest of the PLA mold. With the outside cleaned up, I discovered some small air bubbles which needed some work. Some more UV resin was the answer, which was then sanded smooth. A couple of coats of lacquer were added to see what the surface was looking like. Another spout was added and filled with resin. When I designed this spout, I formed a shaft so I could use it to center up the piece when I needed to put it back on the lathe. I hold the shaft in the tailstock chuck and then slide it between the main chuck jaws before tightening it up. The piece is now central in the lathe chuck, ready for the spout to be drilled out. I'll just center drill it before turning the spout to shape. I've drilled a hole down the center of the spout and turned the drill around to hold everything steady while I turn the spout to shape. The drill is flexing too much, so I've decided to enlarge it and fit a metal tube. After shaping the spout, I've drilled it out to 25mm on the pillar drill. It needed quite a bit of fettling and sanding to get the joint between the donut and spout correct. The first of 6 coats of lacquer to build up a super smooth finish. If you like my video and my work, please consider subscribing, clicking the notification button, and sharing the video. I'm most grateful for you watching. Thank you. Here I'm making the stopper lid for the urn. The PLA mold is turned and removed from the shaft of the stopper. The shaft is then turned to fit the urn's spout. Now the shaft is the correct diameter, I will start on the outer part. This piece is made up of red and black parts of epoxy. Once both parts have been faced off, they are glued together. If you have any questions you would like answering or would like to know more, please leave your comments below. The inside is then turned out. A piece of wood is then fitted to make a jam chuck. The outside of the cap is now turned to the desired shape and sanded. I want the cap to fit at an angle. This means that the spout and shaft need to be sanded to the right shape. The shaft will be removed from the urn and glued into the cap. As you can see, the cap is now at an angle to the shaft. That just fits like a glove. Different, hey? A small oval base was designed and machined on the CNC. Beauty shots next. Now, that's different. What do you think? Thanks for watching. I'm most grateful for your time.